Good morning everyone and good evening. I've just realised something amongst another few things this morning. I think Subaru are giving away, they're bringing back a hatch. Check that picture out of that thing, of that degrees thing. But do you love how they show, like, you can see exactly what I was talking about with the engine and the gearbox in the front. Anyway, I never use this screen, but it's nice to sort of, you know, have something different. Anyway, what is this video about? All right, number one, I love this car so much, right? I never even take it out of this mode. So I haven't even played, except for yesterday's vid, with driving with the front bias. I did actually, funny enough, I made a video right around here with the silver one when it first rained. I remember I said, thank God it's rained. So it's the same old story, like, you know, it's not just this car I was waiting for it to rain in. So you can see there 5,200 kilometers. And what this video is about is going to be that I just dropped the tire pressures down from 48 to 40 at the front. I am kind of an all or nothing person. I've realized that. It's like I'm either pumping my music or it's really low, or the tire pressures are at 50 or they're at 40. But of course there's in betweens. But okay, dropping the tire pressures down. Why did I do it? Because I wanted to increase traction on the front, but I never reduced the rear. So I'll turn the car off now because I might go on for a little bit. I've got 20 minutes of memory apparently, the phone says. Oh, I've actually learned to check now. So, okay, good morning, Sydney. Better let the dog out so I can chase him and be an entertainer. So yeah, okay, it's raining and it's proper. Like, it's properly actually wet. Yeah, I left home and felt the front slipping around a little bit. Come, baby, this way. Bit too much. So I've dropped it down to 40, which immediately made the car more comfortable. Even though it was all right, it made it more comfortable and it's increased the traction on the front. So what would happen was, if you're pulling out of a right-hand turn and accelerate, the front of the car was doing this, which is great fun. So it's fun. I'm leaving the back tires up. Actually, see, so now my rear tires are actually more highly inflated than the front, which is quite unusual. I've never really done that. I don't know why, but yeah, so it's great. Like, yeah, just remember, guys, all those videos I'm talking about weight and it's too heavy and all the sadness and depression, it all goes away in the rain. It is just so much fun. And I have to say, the response of the DCCD being fully electronic has made it all worthwhile. It really is very, very quick to respond and a significant improvement over the previous model. So what else was this video about? The video was about the tire pressures, showing you guys a bit of Sydney. Hi guys, all over the world. Budgie, you need a break, do you? Why don't you come here on a cruise ship? Why don't you come to Sydney? Bring the kids. We'll take you out, man, like, really. And it's a beautiful city. Apparently it's exactly like Vancouver, but in Vancouver it's freezing cold. So hi Budgie, hope your RS3 as well, and you. And I'm driving one over the next few weeks, so I'm going to start driving some cars. Yeah, tire pressures we've gone on about endlessly now, but the improved response of this fully electronic diff, I just can't believe they did it. Like, it's just such a great little upgrade. Okay, the Recaro interior, etc., etc., the Brembos, and that was the second part of it as well. The brake feel is improving as the pads wear down. I talked about the wear and tear. Even the back lip has significant, the back disc has significant wear and tear. Now, on my other car, the only time I got a lip was after I went at high speed, you know, through snow and up on the way to the snow after a downhill descent where I really overloaded the brakes. They still worked, but I had to pull over on the side of the road because I was scared. You know, I didn't know what was going to happen once they started fading like that. Now, on the previous model, they recovered quite quickly. On this car, I've not had the ability to get that yet. So these brakes are extremely competent, but I'm getting a better feel now. And what's amazing about these brakes is that it only takes this much of a push of the pedal to actually begin to activate them. So it sort of confirms what I was saying about a stony, woody pedal, but you know, they really are amazing brakes, as you guys know. Now, I don't think many people, I don't mean to sound condescending, but I don't think many people realise the car's only as good as the brakes are. Enjoy your brakes. Yes, they cost a fortune. I mean, I've talked about on the previous model, they're $469 plus for the pads, and the discs are $700 and something each. These are probably going to be $669 and $900 each, which is ridiculous. But, you know, use your brakes, guys, and, you know, massage that pedal. I've never been on a racetrack. Oh, have I? No, not properly. So I'm not a race driver or anything, but I'm a very, very, you know, experienced driver, and I love brakes. So when talking about the woody pedal, what I'm forgetting to mention is it doesn't take very much to stop the car, and that's maybe why I feel that there's less brake feel. Now, I've had other customers with new XVs, new Outbacks, people using their partner's car when they buy a new Subaru, coming in and saying the brake pedal's too hard. And not only that, I've had a lot of Subaru customers bringing their spouses' other cars in, saying the brake pedal's too soft, it's sinking to the floor. Now, it's very hard as a mechanic when there's a faulty master cylinder. You remember, what stops the car is little rubbers this big that face that way, and they you know, sort of flare out and stop the car. Now, when they get out of their newer model Subarus, all Subarus have always had a firm brake pedal for as long as I can remember. But when they get into their partners' CRVs and Suzuki Swifts, they ring me and say, there's something wrong with the brakes. It's been about 10 people this year, and I'm like, okay, it's very hard for me to send them away and, you know, be confident, but I've said, no, your brake pedal's fine. Now, the way to check a brake pedal, if I'm going to go into it, and I have to now, is basically under very light pressure. The way to check a faulty master cylinder, I'm not talking about ABS pumps and stuff like that. A faulty master cylinder, you push your foot on the brake gently and touch it, and it'll slowly sink. Sometimes only when the car's cold, sometimes only when the car's hot. But that's when you go down a hill and descend and you get a big fright. Like, you suddenly take your foot off the brake and you hit it again and it recuperates. So it's a recuperating type system as the seal goes back and recuperates, and then you have your braking again, and then only under light pressure, in most cases, will that seal reveal its tiny little flaw and start to sink the pedal down, 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 down. Now, that's out of the way because I don't want anyone to be confused that their partner's car's got a faulty master cylinder. So if you want to check a master, it's always under extremely light pressure. You don't have to be driving the car usually. Okay, so that covers that. But what now I'm appreciating about this car is you just got to push the brake pedal that far and just massage it like that. And the car eliminates speed instantly. And I know brakes are brakes and brakes are supposed to wipe off speed. No, not the way this wipes off speed. As in, as I said, it wipes off speed without affecting you. You know, it's just linear. The brakes are linear, and what the best part I love is, and it's very rare that it actually goes that way, but it's at higher speeds when coming to a stop or near stop, the way the back begin to bite and bring the back of the car in. I love this car. I love, love, love this car, and I can't wait to now drive the Focus and the Golf R and instantly be sickened by those cars. I don't care if they've upgraded them. There's nothing like this car, as in this electronically controlled diff. Now, the full electronic control, for those of you that aren't familiar, I'm not a diff specialist, but before, of course, it had electronics in it, but it was a mechanical part. Now, apparently, it's fully electronic. Now, whether they're using a valve like a spindle type thing to let oil in and out gradually, or whether it's solenoids going on and off, I have no idea. I'm going to look into it one day, but the response is amazing. Now, in the video yesterday where I was turning the car around, why don't we look at the view? In the video yesterday when I was turning the car around, you know, you could hear it going chit, 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 like a limited slip. That's the main thing. I mean, you know, you'd think this car would be 20 or whatever it is, $30,000 more than the WRX. It's a completely different vehicle. Don't forget, you've got limited slip diffs, front and rear. It's got I'm not going to sound like an idiot now, Torsen, and they're two different diffs, front and rear, I'm pretty sure, but I've forgotten that now because my head's sort of you know, going into everything now, because what happens in the rain is you begin to see the potential of this car. It is so wicked that it can track around a roundabout, it can go over bumps. I mean, you know, I need to get my GoPro in the car, but you still will not experience what's going on in Sydney is a renovation of all the roads. And now I had rail lines, platforms, the way the car just goes over it, like it just swallows them alive and doesn't lose its line. I mean, not many cars can do that, not at all. Plus, add on top the four-wheel drive, add on top the suspension upgrade, the electronic diffs, and now my woes with the tyres are sort of less and less because I've increased the tyre pressures, it's lightened up the steering and stuff. So, yeah, like, I'm really, really impressed by this car. It wasn't, you know, I was about to go to the gym now before doing a little thing at the workshop for someone, but, you know, it looks really dated from here, doesn't it? See the angles? It's like people. Like, I look at myself, sometimes I want to throw up, and then other times I go, hello. Like, you know, the car's dating. That's not a very flattering position. The car's banking to the left. But yeah, if you add up all these different things, and all of a sudden you realise that it's in the wet. In the wet is where this car, and on gravel, but gravel's a bit loose, right? In the wet is where this car shines. It is such a safe car. Good on you, Subaru, for always putting safety first, and there's safety first. So the extra weight is in the wheels, the glass, and apparently some revision in the structure. Why they don't print that out in a CAD CAM drawing, and with, you know, if you look carefully, you'll find that the high strength steel areas of this car in media that's Subaru have released in 2015. But why don't we know where they reinforced it? Does anyone know how they've improved the narrow offset, or is it just a rumor? Now, I've not yet Googled 2018 WRX frontal collision crash test. There must be, obviously, maybe that crash coming next year. I don't know if Subaru had to do it for this. I'm not sure how it works, but okay, the car's heavier. But what I forgot when I was bitching and moaning in the beginning was that Subaru put safety first, guys. The chassis is well over-engineered for the powertrain. Yes, you can get into trouble, but, you know, not easily. Now, yesterday when I made that video, I had a few... before I made the video, I had a few goes at having the VDC off, and it showed the true characteristics of the car, which really was like having the VDC on. The car still slowed down, obviously, as the diffs started to, as someone mentioned something about diff binding. Yes, there's something definitely going on with the way you've got four wheels in the drivetrain slowing down, sort of thing like that, and causing what feels like a diff bind. But yeah, the car is a heavy car, so it slows down without the VDC on and stuff like that anyway. Be back on the footpath. But yeah, using it in the rain, increasing the tyre pressures is made the car just livelier. Now, the beginning of the video was about, forget the little diagram in there, the tyre pressures. Now, I did mention I had a couple of little moments with these tyres being high up. So had I been in a tight space, as in pulling out into a tight space, very tight, or a tight road, I could have actually hit something as the car began to, you know, lose its line. Now, the reason is what's different with the previous model. The way the VDC is so fast, and you know what, guys, it might not be the VDC. It's probably the electronic central diff that's causing this phenomenon where it feels like the car's overreacting, and I've said it's so aggressive, it's so aggressive. Of course it is. I've just worked it out, guys, and I'm going to be right. I'm 100% confident in saying it now. The electronic DCCD reacts so quickly that the VDC reacts quickly as well, therefore slowing the car down faster, right? And then you get that violent what would I say? How do I put it? The reapplication of power to the drivetrain, right? So that explains it. It's happening all the time. All you guys need to do to experience that, not even do a U-turn, just pull out of somewhere like this, pull out of somewhere like this, pull out, let it come out, right? With the traction control system fully on, it'll go gunk, gunk, like this. So very, very different. You know, after I bought this car, I thought, God, what have I done? I've bought the same car, even though when I drove it, it was comfortable. I thought, oh my God, you know what? Like, oh, I might as well do it because I'm a YouTuber. Yeah, what? I don't make very much money off this. That's never been the point of the channel, obviously. You know, otherwise I'd say, subscribe. But, you know, I thought, I'm a YouTuber, you know, I have to have the latest WRX STi. It's just a bullshit thing of saying I'm a spoiled brat and I just had to have the best of what Subaru have to offer. Little did I appreciate what they've done. You know, Subaru Australia, if you ever see this, do you want to give me a ring and like I'll give you some bullet points and make a marketing campaign and clear your stock? Because I've seen a couple of cars sitting around at Sutton's Rosebery that don't seem to be selling, okay? They're sitting there, the charcoal one's been there for a long time now, the brownie charcoal one. Guys, amazing suspension, amazing comfort, amazing brakes, amazing traction, amazing safety, and amazing application of power, making the car feel faster. The car is faster. When you stiffen your sway bars up, do you know that you actually get more efficiency through the powertrain? So you're getting more kilowatts down on the road if you're rolling less, especially if you're taking off and stuff like that. When you reduce lift and dive, you're getting more. Of course there's lift and dive built into the car, but you're getting more application of power down onto the road. Now today I was testing this car at about 50 k's an hour doing this, and I could feel some body roll, just a tiny bit. It's integral to the of course the balance of safety, comfort, and sports sort of oriented driving. I'm thrilled with this car. I really am. And you know, I can't believe I was there just going, it's too heavy, and I never would have bought it had I done this U-turn. Yeah, because, you know, now what's going on is with the fully electronic DCCD, it's taken a little bit of fun out of the car. It really has, but not in the wet. You know, you can hear it going all around the car, just instant. Subaru, good job. This is only going to be a taste of what's coming in the future. I don't know what they're going to do next, but it's going to be the engine. You know, yeah, modular platform. What? Are you telling me they're going to throw all this away? Absolutely not. There's no way. That modular platform is going to be exactly this platform with a few little components in it that make them be able to make it into an Outback and a Liberty and what have you, and an XV. I mean, the car already is an XV. It's already an Impreza. It's already a Liberty. It's already an Outback. It's all of their cars in one. So, you know, they're not going to throw all this out. They're going to keep the whole drivetrain and change they're going to change the engine. They're not going to start changing all the differentials and make new diffs and all that. Firstly, they're too small a manufacturer. They're not Volkswagen, right? Secondly, it's not in their nature to do so because it's their DNA. So the new model is going to be this model, but it's going to have a different engine. Hopefully it'll have a few more kilowatts, but I don't believe it's going to have that much more. It's always going to be engineered over the engine's power for safety. Simple as that, you know? And it's funny today, there's no angle that I can look at this car at the moment and say that it looks good, okay? Just like some mornings when you get out of bed and you can't look in the mirror, you're right, don't look in the mirror because you look like shit the whole day. It's as simple as that. The car banking down like this and sitting here like that is not at all looking good whatsoever, is it? But I'll show you how to make it look good. See? Not even. So yeah, I think the new model is going to be possibly they're going to bring the hatch back. You know, they've had the run now with the sedan, and you know, someone mentioned it. Oh, I'm running out of time. Someone mentioned it. So when they made the hatch, people didn't want it. They wanted the sedan. Now that they made the sedan, people want the hatch. Okay. Anyway, can't help to think of you guys in England, Chris and the Masons. Sorry, the stonemasons. So Chris, Ashton, Kylie, Corby, and Mason. Yeah, I always think of the English. You know, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So yeah. Anyway, have a great day. Geez, I love it when it rains. Hey guys, enjoy your STIs. And hey Richard, give me a buzz later, man. Let's talk today, see how things are going. All the best. Have a great day. I'll just now wait for my memory to end. We have 3, 2, 1.